Okay, so this is for Project 1 of the electronic layout class for fall 2016. And what we're doing, even though mine is not finished here, I don't have my back cover, don't have all my graphics, and this is a fake book. But what I'm doing is I'm going to show you an example of how you would package your stuff, package your InDesign files, rename that package folder if it's necessary, then compress it or zip it, and then turn it in by Blackboard, okay, a Blackboard assignment. So let's assume that this book is done, but we know it's not. I'm going to hit the W key so you can see my guides and grids. You do not have to have the guides and grids to turn it on to do this. So we are going to go to package this thing. First, save it before you package it because it'll ask you to do it anyway. So you'll want to save it, and then you go to File, and 4 items up from the bottom is the word Package. That's our packaging option. So click on Package, and you'll get a window that pops up here. And if the window that pops up has any explanation points or any red little stop signs with a question mark, and the explanation points would be in a yellow triangle, you definitely want to read what is going on with the text. And it may have something like you've embedded a picture, or you've embedded a font, or you're missing a font. You want to actually cancel this process and seek help so we can help you understand what's missing and how to fix that. Also, missing links are oftentimes a problem. When you place a graphic and you forgot you needed that graphic, you always need your graphic still in a folder so it can link back up to it. So if you have any explanation points, question marks, or anything like that, for tonight I'd go ahead and package it, but because it'll get your PDF. But we'll take a look at it and see if there's a way to solve the problem. So I have no explanation points, so I then click on Package. These are printing instructions, assuming I were sending this off to a professional printer. I would need to give them my contact information and any special instructions. Well, in this case, we're printing it ourselves. So you would simply hit Continue on this. Do not hit Cancel. It'll cancel out the whole packaging process. So hit Continue, and you'll get then a window that comes up, and you'll need to tell this where to put the packaged folder. Now, I might have a flash drive in. I might put it in my electronic illustration class. Electronic layout class. For now, I'm going to go to the desktop. And you'll notice that it names it whatever your InDesign file is named. So mine was Rebecca Billerby Project 1, and it puts the word folder at the end. That word folder at the end is your kind of clue that this is your packaged folder. And it's going to copy your fonts, any link graphics, and update links. So I'm going to hit Package, and we're going to get a warning. It tells us that fonts are copyright protected and you should own your fonts, and if you don't own a license to the fonts, then you have no right to distribute them. Now, we are using fonts that are either preloaded, or I don't know if Andy's told you about our huge fonts folder yet and how to load those through font management software. It's okay to use them for school purposes. So we're going to hit OK, and it's going to go through and it's going to write an InDesign document, a .idml document, which can be opened on older versions of InDesign, a PDF file, and the little instructions thing. So now we don't need to publish this. I'm not sure why it came on, so we'll close that. Now I'm going to go to my desktop, and I'm going to see where that went. So it says right here, if you want to move things on your desktop and it keeps putting them where you don't want them, which on a Mac right now I'm like, I want to move him up here so you can see him. If you right-click on your desktop, not on your folder, but just on the desktop, and go to Sort by None, you can move things anywhere you want to, okay? So for many of you, that drives you bonkers that you don't have that control. So just a side note there. So here's my packaged folder. It has the word folder at the end. I'm okay with leaving the word folder. That definitely is a visual that tells me it's been packaged. I'll look at it just to see what I get. I have document fonts. So what font did I use? I used Minion Pro. Oh, aren't I lazy? Because that's the default font in InDesign. You guys should not be using Minion Pro. If you do, you change it to something else. That means you're not thinking about your typeface. Oh, no, not Comic Sans either. Thank you for that. No Papyrus either. So it puts our document fonts that we used. That little instructions file is in there, which is basically blank. It's that thing I told you that we would write instructions to our printer. We have an IDML file, which for folks like me who have older versions of the software at home, I can grade your stuff at home because I have the IDML file. You have the InDesign file that was what you created in class. The IDML file is exactly identical to the InDesign file, by the way. And then I have a PDF. Doesn't have crop marks or anything, but I do have a PDF. Now, what I'm going to do is, I always examine my package folder to make sure it has everything. What I'm going to do is I'm going to right-click on that folder. Now, here in the Mac Lab, you can simply click on Compress, which is the 5th item down. It says Compress, and it has the name of the folder, so that name of the folder changes depending on what the name of your folder is. So if you hit Compress, what happens is it will put a zip file on the desktop. In this case, it put it down in the lower right-hand corner. Let me move it up near my folder. That's my zip file. In Blackboard, you cannot turn in a folder because it has multiple files. Blackboard can only take one file at a time. So this is why we zip it, because it's one file that when it's unzipped becomes many. So you must zip the folder, compress it before you set it in. So let's talk about sending it in. Now, Andy, I'm going to have to share with him how to create assignments, assuming he may not know about that. But in your this week's session 3/week 2, the second item I've created, which was not here earlier, this is an assignment. It has a little piece of paper with a pencil, and the assignment name is underlined. And it does show, I do have here steps on how to deal with these digital files, which I just showed you how to do that. So those steps, if you forget how to do them, they're listed here. So I'm going to click on the underlying title of this assignment, and it will open up the submission area for the assignment. And I will then, when this preview upload comes up for this assignment, I scroll down. Oh, guys, ignore the points possible. I put 0.01 because if I put 0, it won't let me create the assignment. So ignore that weird 0.01 thing. So we're going to scroll down, and you would, in the assignment submission area, there's a text submission and an attached file submission area. So you want to click on that and hit Browse My Computer. You want to go find where you've put, this is great because you need to know where you put your stuff. So remember where you put your things. Go find that zip folder and then hit Open, and there it is. And I can simply then hit Submit. Now, when I hit Submit, I'll get an error because I am an instructor user. So you'll see a red bar going across mine, but you will not see a red bar going across yours. And then what Andy, or me, but preferably Andy, what he can do is he can go to the Grade Center and he can download those and take a look at them. At his house or in class, as long as he has the internet, he can download all of them. He can also download them to grade. So it's really handy. No one else sees your work. Like in a discussion board, people can see your work, and maybe you don't want them to have your files. I don't necessarily want everybody to have my working design files. Those belong to me. So through creating an assignment, we can keep your stuff protected better, okay? So you can turn them in that way. So that concludes how you would turn in electronic files after packaging them in InDesign and zipping them. Any questions? Okay. I'm going to stop that recording. And I'll